Hello, hello, and welcome to Amethyst Racing. It's me, Martin, and today we are in the sunny Great Britain for the Silverstone Grand Prix. It is also a sprint race this weekend, so expect chaos and carnage to be doubled. We have 16 drivers today taken to the grid, possibly 17 if Archie Britton can make it back in time. But we have a few new faces and a few returning faces as well. We have Rico, who's reserving today, and then we have Ewell. Ella start driving for Aston Martin. Then we have Gotting driving for the Mercedes, who hasn't been here for a whole season. Any new faces? No. So we're going to get ready for the short qualifying here in Silverstone. I'm assuming from the tiers that I'm seeing in public chat, there is some rain expected at some point during one of the sessions. So the first car onto the track it's an Aston Martin of shit. How do I say that name? No, it's not even. It's an AlphaTauri of Lundqvist. And talking of which, I've just remembered I can turn my settings back up because I'm no longer racing. I had to turn my settings down because I kept getting lagged back a second because Codemasters make good games. So another new driver who is reserving in the place of Lund is his alter ego Lundqvist. But while they do their outlaps, I am running to the bathroom. The first car on track is well, Lundqvist. Come back, I'm on the red line later. But the husband's heart problem is complicated. As Ewell has started his first lap here. Coming now through... Oh, I used to know all the corners for this track. Through entering onto the Wellington Straight. And then let's drive up to Luffield and Brooklands. He's going to be setting the first lap of the session, as he's now going to be heading to the legendary corner where we almost witnessed Max Verstappen's murder take place of cops by Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton was not messing around that evening, as he now comes through Maggot and Beckett into Chapel Corner. And then it's onto the Hangar Straight. Oh. As he now comes in. Oh my god. He absolutely rode that sausage. With one final corner left to go, Ewell is going to set the first lap, competitive lap, only for Kilday to go almost a second faster. Next up is Lundqvist. in the AlphaTauri. And Lundqvist goes even faster. Oh my god, it's a 25.0. As a Ratcliffe, oh my god, what is that? That time is awful. Next up is going to be Myron Pill to come across the line. And Myron goes P2. Next up is the Ferrari starting his lap of Anthony. So it will be the Haas of Sven Schumacher. Goes a 10th behind Lundqvist. As Rico goes P3 in the Alpine. Next up it is going to be Noah Smith, who's invalidated. Pain and suffering. So he'll be coming straight into the pits. Who is on a lap? Larsson's on an out lap. It is going to be Silas Gotting in his return in his purple helmet. Going to be looking to get a tow from one of these guys. Oh my god. Well. Larsson. Yeah, but he's almost certainly going to get done for blocking. Gotting goes P6. Lost quite a bit of time through a very important corner. So, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't hit each other as well. But I digress, they are here. Meanwhile, Anthony now goes P5 ahead of Kilde. Next up, it is going to be the Williams of not Hans Peter on a lap. It's going to be Larsson, who might have a grid penalty coming his way next race. As he's now heading up towards Copse. Cleanly through into the Maggot chicane. And then it's the Beckett chicane. And now it's the Chapel curve. Might be getting a big tow from his teammate and reserving driver Rico van Basten. As he swings it in to Stowe. And then it's 3 corners left. It's the Vale chicane. Avoiding the sausage. And then it's on to Club. Rounding the final corner. Drives towards the line. Larsson goes fastest. And Fox Johnson can only manage P7 behind. Next up is going to be Hans Peter. Into the pits he goes. And Skalski is going to be the next car to start up. Let's ride on board with Kasper Skalski as he comes into Abbey. And then it's Farm Curve. Through Farm Curve onto Village he comes. Late braking, swing it around. And then it's out of Village onto the loop. Late as quick as you can on the throttle as you come through entry. Basically flat out. And then it's down the Wellington straight onto Brooklands. As he hits the apex of Brooklands, it's a long right-hander of Luffield. And then it's a right-handed kink of Woodcote to traverse. We've seen a few people have incidents here through Woodcote. Then it's on to the old pit straight. And Copse gets a little bit out of shape there. Ate a bit too much curb. Lost almost half a second, I'd imagine. As he comes through Maggots and Beckett's now onto Chapel Curve, and it's on to the Hanger straight. And you're basically flat out through this whole straight because Maggots and Beckett's so fast. As it's into Stowe, Skalski goes a little bit neater through that right-hander. And then there's only 3 corners less to traverse. First of all, it's the Vale chicane, and now it's on to Club. Kasper Skalski rounds the final corner. And it's still 6 tenths faster than Conor Ratcliffe. Next up is going to be Soybean rounding the final corner now. And Bean goes P3. Out here to shush the haters and doubters saying that he shouldn't be in Tier 1. Puts a big bag of lap in. So next up, Rank starting his first lap of the race. I heard Bean say this is for all the children that don't believe out there. That one's for them. As Rank on the Wellington straight now. First of 2 DRS zones on this track. Into Luffield comes Rank. Rank looking to continue his good form since Spa. Doing it for all the people back at the factory. Yes and no. I've got some custard cream biscuits. Wow. Wow. Rank should have won if Lon didn't rear-end him. But Rank now rounding the final corner. And Rank goes P2 right ahead of Lundqvist. Peter, after invalidating or not having a good first lap, as he's going to be coming on now to Woodcote, and then it's on to the old pit straight. The only part of the track that isn't really named. That may have happened, you are correct. Oh! Interesting. But it's going to be Peter now, rounding Stowe. We'll be looking to set a much competitive lap here. Can he get ahead of Larson? That is the question. And Peter only P11. As meanwhile Gotting goes P2 right behind the man who blocked his first lap. Myron Peel is on a... not a lap. Who could be on a lap? Smith into the pits. Ewell. I can't pronounce this fucker's name. Well. How do I say this name? How do I say this motherfucker's name? Please, someone help. Pete's on an in lap. Fox Johnson is on an out lap. Yes, how do I say well? And Fox Johnson is into the pits. What a beta. Whoa. So the only man on track right now is Conor Ratcliffe on his out lap for his almost certainly final lap of the session. No lobby restart today. Thankfully. We've seen a few more drivers starting to come out. Connor might get traffic on his lap. He's currently only a tenth behind Skowski, but Skowski did royally touch cops in a atrocious way. And I'm wondering who's on a wet setup, who's on a dry one. As here we go, the man in Prix looking to emulate his hero, Lando Norris. And set a big lap now to maybe get on the front row. As he now rounds the final corner and it's on to start his lap. And it's Conor Ratcliffe now coming in to the Abbey curve. And we see there's a Red Bull just ahead of him. The Red Bull moving very far out of the way. Conor though eating a little bit of sausage on the inside there. But nicely through the loop. And then it's on to entry and it's the first DRS section now. And he'll be looking to put a flying lap on here. He's down 2 tenths. What is my man cooking? How? Why? What are you lot doing? Stop going inside of each other's arseholes, man. There isn't a lobby restart. As Conor Rack, oh my Jesus Christ. No, he isn't. He is not getting that removed. So, it is going to be Bean now, starting the first lap, as we see the track is rammed with drivers. I'm assuming Peter is, for sure. Just, why would you just go that slow, though? That you've got a whole train behind you as well. Like, people are just idiots, man. Alright, so Bean has pulled off of his lap. So next up, it is going to be Lundqvist. So Lundqvist going round. Oh my god. He goes faster than Larson. Next up it is going to be, so Smith goes P13. Now it's the Ferrari pairing. Anthony going to, Skowski going P12. Then Anthony. Next up is going to be Ewell as Schumacher goes P3. Marlon Pill goes P7. Next up, it is going to be Rank. Rank looking to put a flyer on. He's not up at the moment. I'm afraid to say I'm tired, not because of needing water on my face. Larson is the man to watch. But first up, it is going to be Rico Van Basten going P6. Next up, Fox Johnson rounding the final corner. And Fox Johnson does not improve. So finally, it is going to be Larson. Larson goes for... Oh my god, they match times. They match times. They're touching tips. So it is going to be Lundqvist on pole for the sprint race. Schumacher got a 10th place. How the... What are you lot fucking doing, man? Just don't be twats. How hard is it to not be specimens, man? But like other drivers on wet socks, we can't just like, you know, lobby restart because now we're about to just absolutely dick down half the field. I can't, Monk. I'm busy. DM me it. I'm not restart. We're not doing a restart because then we have to restart qualifying as well. Just don't be twats and put it inside each other's arseholes. But we're going to get ready for the sprint race. It's going to be Lundqvist and Larson starting on the front. Schumacher and Gotting taking their second row with Rank in P3. And it is going to be... They match times. They're side by side through turn 1. Lundqvist on the outside. And he's going to be... Oh my god, Schumacher really thought about a move then. Larson up the inside. Lundqvist on the curb there. But we'll have the inside for the loop. And they're still side by side, the two of them who match times. And, oh my god, Larson's on softs. Lundqvist is on mediums. And Schumacher also on the softs with a 10th place. Elmans. Oh my god, they're 3 wide. They're 3 wide. Lundqvist. And it is going to be Lundqvist who leads with Schumacher in P2 now. P3, Gotting has got past Larson. P4 now for Larson. The amount of soft runners is insane though. As Rank in P5, it is going to be Bean P6, and then it is the Williams pair in 7th and 8th. But the front is extremely tightly packed. Lundqvist will be hoping to get a toe on them medium tyres. Oh, and there's almost contact with Gotting and Lundqvist, and he's inside of Schumacher's diffuser. I almost said something very different. As Larson's round. Something's happened to Larson. He's dropping down the field. There's yellow flags for someone as well. It's Skowski, but Larson is struggling as we see Bean make an audacious snap to the inside and is ahead of Peter. But meanwhile, the battle for P2 as Gotting looks for a move up the inside of Village. Will be on the outside for the loop. But it looks like Gotting on the softs has made the move count. And it is now Schumacher with a 6/10 lead. With Gotting P2, Lundqvist P3. Rank into P4 and Larson on the softs dropping down the order. Has now got Myron Pill hunting him down. As Fox Johnson also on the medium tyre. Not really showing the pace that LL has, as Larson actually has made the move on Rank. And right behind them, Myron Pill thinks about it as well as they're side by side into Cops. There's a little bit of contact there, a little bit more contact. Oh my days, I thought if that was real life, people are getting yeeted into the gravel trap as they come through. Mags and Beckett's worming and weaving their way through. And it's going to be Schumacher leading Gotting right on the rear of that Haas with Lundqvist in P3 now. No one really with a second gap unless your name is Kasper Skowski. Lundqvist. As meanwhile now, Gotting will have the DRS here down the Wellington Straight. Is getting really fighty behind Sven Schumacher. Does have Lundqvist right behind him though. Currently the top 8 pay points in this sprint. And the DRS is open. They all swing to the side. And Gotting is gaining and gaining. Is he going to look for the move this time around? No, he doesn't. But it's all very closely packed. Although Peter definitely struggling with a little bit of pace here in the race. Has been dropped off by his teammate. And Kilday's had a moment through Luffield. And Kilday, after being cheered on by his teammate, has had a nightmare as Fox Johnson now getting past Smith with Ewell just behind. But we're going to ride on board here with Silas Gotting with the DRS, gaining on Schumacher. Pulls out to the inside, 4-star, and Gotting is now your race leader on his return. Lundqvist unable to get past just now, and Larsson trying to go around the outside on the first part of Vale. Not close enough though to make a move. But Lundqvist on the medium tyre. We hoping that the softs die sooner than later. As he's right on the rear of this pair. Does have 3 drivers behind him though. All eagerly wanting to get past on the soft tyre. As Will Schumacher look for a move down the Wellington Straight. He's the only one who I can see could be close enough. But doesn't make a move in the end. As meanwhile Ratcliffe has made his move past Ewell. And up into P13. He's going to be Gotting though, with Schumacher right on his rear. Lundqvist right behind that. Larsson, this front 6, mighty close. Peter has regained the DRS as well on Miron Pil. As here we go, Lundqvist got a mighty drive out of Maggots and Beckett's. It's going to be side by side Schumacher and Gotting through Stowe. And they're still wheel to wheel. Lundqvist thinking about a move for a second. As through the Vale chicane they're side by side. Schumacher with the switchback through Club. And he's going to be ahead as they start the 5th lap. And that is going to be Schumacher back ahead of Gotting. With Lundqvist eagerly looking for a move now on Silas Gotting, and it is going to be Lundqvist up into P2, but Gotting has not given up. Larsson fends off Pil. Rank's had a moment. Rank dropping down the order, almost out of the points. Peter's now up into P5. Can I get a good camera angle, please? Thank you. But the front 4 now holding steady. Myron Pil still there or thereabouts. But Rank losing 4 places there. And dropping right down the order as we see Smith is in Struggle Town. The 2 McLarens not having a race to remember, and Kilday in the back as well. But it is going to be Lundqvist now in P2, hunting down Sven Schumacher. Pulls out to the side on their medium tyres. Larsson thinks about moving. There's a 3-second time penalty for Kilday as Fox Johnson gets past Rico van Basten further back. But the battle for the lead is thrilling as we see Larsson thinks about an audacious move there on Gotting. There's a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but he's there hanging on to the inside of Gotting. Gotting holds off Larsson though in that French car. And it's Kilday who's had a moment. Doesn't appear to have a puncture, but he's struggling. As Schumacher now gets a little bit of a snap, will be looking to hold on to the back of Lundqvist. And Kilday and Skowski are now best of friends at the back. But the battle for the final points playing position is going to be Rank and Bean, with Fox Johnson eyeing up a move now around the outside of Bean. The soft tyres may be starting to fade. The mediums may be favourable now. But Bean here, side by side as they come into Copse, and Bean has made the move on Rank for P8. But Rank not giving up on that as we got yellow. It's Kildare again, isn't it? It is Kildare who's round the wrong way. Oh, as we switch back to Lundqvist, gets a big moment out of Beckett's onto the Chapel curve, and that has enabled Schumacher to cruise right back up as Rank is dropping down the order. I wonder if that Mercedes has a little bit of damage. As Rico van Basten is now battling Rank outside of the points. And Bean has dropped Fox Johnson by over a second. Needs to gain on the cars ahead. Let's ride on board here with Gotting as they come into Village. You can see the front three mightily close here. 8 points for P1, 7 for P2, 6 for P3. But Gotting not getting the drive the two drivers ahead get. And Schumacher with the DRS holding on steady, and Kildare has retired in the pits. Do not leave the session, otherwise I will strangle you. Oh, and Gotting gets a big snap there. That might give Larson an opportunity. As now Rank has got past Fox Johnson. Fox Johnson seems to be in struggle town, but it looks like the top 8 are almost certainly set. Ratcliffe up into P12 has got past his teammate and Ewell. But here we go as they come onto the Wellington Straight. Schumacher gaining on Lundqvist. Oh, and Rank's lost 2 places in one there as Rico van Basten makes the double move, but Fox Johnson with a better line through Stowe, not giving up for P9 and P10. You can see the Red Bull driver up the inside through the Vale chicane and is ahead through Club. Gotting is a little bit struggling now as we see the front two have got a 5/10 gap to Silas. Lundqvist. It's a hard name, okay? As we got yellow flags, it's Rico van Basten and Fox and Rank. Rank and van Basten are out in the middle of nowhere. As Lundqvist still holding on to the lead. The medium tyres might be the better tyre now. Sven Schumacher, Gotting, Larson, Myron Pill and Peter will all be wanting to look after their battery as best as possible. Anthony there as well. Oh, that didn't feel good. But it's going to be Lundqvist leading as we come onto the hangar straight once again. Has Sven Schumacher right behind him with Gotting, Larson, Myron Pill, Peter, Anthony and Soy Bean rounding out, and Lundqvist goes deep there. Invites Schumacher to maybe make a move there, but now it's going to be Gotting who has an eye up, and there's a little bit of contact. Oh my god, there's bumper cars. Larson being bumped and bounced around like he's on a battle bus, and he's almost dropped down to P8 here, fending off Soybean as we start the final lap of this sprint. It is going to be Lundqvist starting P1, Sven Schumacher in P2, Silas Gotting P3. Anthony was thinking about a move on Myron Pill there, wasn't close enough, and Gotting and Fox Johnson picks up a 3-second. But it is going to be Sven Schumacher in prime position to maybe make the move on Lundqvist. As they come through Copse now, and let's ride on board with Sven Schumacher. Battery fully topped up for an attack. Gonna risk it all now through Maggots and Beckett's. Lundqvist looking a little bit slidey. He's going to deploy his battery here. Lundqvist pulls to the side. Goes defensive now. And it's going to be Schumacher around the outside. And he's clear of Lundqvist. So Sven Schumacher, who has a 10th-place grid penalty, will be scoring maximum points here in the sprint as he rounds the final corner. It is P1 Schumacher, P2 Lundqvist, P3 Gotting, P4 Peter, P5 for Pill, P6 for Anthony, 7th Bean. Larson drops to P8 after matching P1 time. P9 for Ratcliffe, P10 for Fox Johnson, P11 for UL, P12 for Rank, 13th for Smith, 14th for Rico Van Basten, and Skowski brings up the rear. Public's gonna explode, doo-dah, doo-dah. Oh shit, I need to print screen this. Why am I getting called? One moment. We are not doing a lobby restart because like half the grid has a it is full wet, so yeah, it is fucked. Byland, fuck off. You're a prick. Fuck off. No one likes you. So as you can see, Peter with an almighty start there. Oh my god, some people are in real struggle town. Rank and Rico Van Basten in the back have a coming together. But the Williams drivers their cars seem planted. And it's going to be Mo and Pill now, side by side with Gotting. Oh my days, some of the drivers are really struggling in these weather conditions. And he's going to be Lundqvist now being attacked by Maron Pill. Maron Pill in the wet, looking almightily racy as he pulls to the side, thinking about a move already. Lundqvist goes deep and it's going to be Maron Pill with the inside line. Better exit, and Maron Pill has taken the lead. And Maron Pill in the wet is flying. Meanwhile, Gotting has been passed by both Williams, is now under attack from Bean. So Marlon Pill hasn't dropped Lundqvist off, but oh boy, has the wet setup paid off dividendly. As Magnus Beckett will be the true telling point of how good your setup is. I think Gotting really struggling in this wet conditions. Rico van Basten's had to pit for damage. As things stands, it will be Marlon Pill's first victory of the season. But Lundqvist hasn't dropped off and faded as quickly as expected. As meanwhile, Kilday and Skowski wheel to wheel. And Kilday's... Was there contact? That was a brilliant camera angle game. Kilday's gone round, dropping all the way down. Oh, please safely rejoin, my dudes. And Connor's into the pits. Connor Ratcliffe into the pits nice and early. And now Lundqvist definitely showing that he's struggling, because Peter here thinks about a move for a second into Village. A little bit drifty here, but just Lundqvist in struggle town here. And he's sliding all over the place through Aintree. Meanwhile, Peter basically flat out for Aintree. Will look for the move on the Wellington straight up into Brooklands. We go with the inside. It is now a Williams 1-2. And it is Peel and Peter, the P&P connection in the Williams 1-2. Meanwhile, Gotting has dropped almost 3 seconds off the back of Lundqvist already. Bean not close enough. Anthony, though, hunting down Bean now as they come through Cops with Fox Johnson, who I'd imagine is also in a wet setup, also right behind. So as we go into the almost starting the fourth lap, it is going to be Anthony making the move on Bean for P5. And Rank in P11 dropped all the way off the back of Skowski. As Anthony getting a little bit loose, but not as loose as Gotting. Both of them drifting round club. Boys, this is not Japan. That is not a place to be drifting. As meanwhile, we see Larson is all over the rear of Fox Johnson here. And we got yellow flags, and it's going to be Kilday, who gets a 10-second penalty as well for track limits. My man is not cooking. Oh my god, they're still side by side, and they're both into the grass there. And that is going to allow Sven Schumacher to bypass 2 drivers in 1. And Skowski sends a move up the inside of Larson. And he might get Fox Johnson, might double dip here. Kasper Skowski looking to get a little bit of a Red Bull as well. As Fox Johnson gets a 5-second for cutting the corner. Interesting. And Skowski now drops back down to P10. Looks for a better drive through Cops, but he gets very loose on the exit. Gotting, though, is really struggling in these wet conditions. It is a Williams 1-2. Lundqvist holding a firm P3. But it is going to be Gotting and Anthony having a drag race down the hangar straight. Anthony seems to have the speed on Gotting. Gotting, who's definitely struggling in the wet. Anthony looking to go around the outside. No doing so. Again, seeks another move as Skowski has made the move. Oh god, what a camera angle. Game. Skowski and Fox Johnson side by side through the Vale chicane. Fox Johnson just about holding off Skowski. Larson still there as well. And in the background, you can see Rank also looking to make a move back now to the battle. Oh, that looked like contact. Anthony kisses the rear of Gotting. Bean now in a prime position. I mean, Kilday's retiring here, isn't he? Yes, he is. Game, give me some good camera angles, I beg. Sven Schumacher makes the move on Bean. Might get Anthony as well with a move up the inside. It's a 2-for-1 in Brooklands, but now Anthony with the inside for Luffield. Was going to be able to hold off Schumacher and defend off. Schumacher, but Bean, Schumacher, oh my god, not side by side through cops in the rain. Oh, they've done it in the rain. Oh, they lived. Peter has gained massively on Myron Pill. Is team orders going to be in play? Are they allowed to fight? Or is it hold station 1-2? Meanwhile, Gotting has got a little bit of clear air with Anthony getting a big snap as Schumacher gets through. And now Bean might be able to eye up Anthony. And that is going to be Soybean up the inside. But Anthony holds off on the outside there as they now come into the Vale chicane. Anthony. Oh, Anthony's gone round. And now Bean's deep in the battle for P6. Oh my god, who's... Fox Johnson's round as well. What has happened here? Game, can I get a camera angle to save my life, please? So Anthony went round on his own accord, caught Bean. Currently, Myron Peel and Peter are cruising in the wet. Then it is Lundqvist in P3 on his debut, just vibing. Gotting is P4 with a hungry Schumacher behind, but who has a 3-second time penalty. And it's Bean with Rank, Larson, Anthony, Smith and Skowski all in the hunt. Fox Johnson caught up in that.
Okay.
Oh, thank you very much for the sub there, Sergeant. Oh no. Oh no. Kosef forgot to tell his drivers, and Peter has gone past Pill. I'm wondering if that was team orders. Possibly. But as we see Gotting and Schumacher bumping wheels, and Sven Schumacher now up into P4, but Gotting has not given up as he looks for the inside. Oh my god, game. Just, what is this? Give us this angle. Schumacher up the inside for the second part of the Vale chicane is a head through club. And that is going to be Sven Schumacher up into P4. He's on a charge. The Williams pair might not be clear just yet as we see Gotting throwing his rear out. Rank now up into P7 has Larson hunting behind in P8. The team principal doesn't even know if that was team orders or not. But it is absolutely raining it. Absolutely chucking it down as meanwhile Smith making the move on Anthony. Game, I beg. It's not hard to give a good camera angle. Stop putting these onboard camera angles and just use the offboards. That's all you have to do. As meanwhile Gotting now, who definitely had the pace in the dry, struggling in the wet. And Peter looks the faster of the two Williams. I will give an announcement now. I only have time to do one interview. Due to health reasons. Anyway, it is going to be Gotting keeping up with Schumacher. And Bean now has dropped off Larson and Rank, but Larson has got past Rank. And is looking to hunt down Soybean. Smith, the only McLaren currently scoring points, keeping up solidly with Rank, and has dropped Anthony off by over a second now. Although DRS almost certainly not playing effect here tonight. So it's going to be Hans Peter who leads with Myron Pill in P2. P3 is the man with no telemetry, Lunkevitz. P4 is Sven Schumacher with Silas Gotting, who's struggling through Aintree every time. In P5, and then it's 3.5 seconds back to Bean, who has a crowd with him as Smith wheel to wheel with Rank. Thank you very much for the subscription, birthday boy Ducker. Oh, Sergeant, thank you for the gifted sub, my dude. And that was Smith getting past Rank. But the front two have got over a almost 8-second gap now to Lunkevitz. The wet weather, the wet setup, really paying off here. No, you don't get money for gifted subs anymore, as far as I'm aware. As Skowski is the first driver outside of the points as things stand. Fox Johnson dropped off. And thank you for the follow there. What is that name? Bosco. I'm going to struggle with that. The big battle, though, is the battle for P6. Because Larson and Smith have made major inroads into Bean's car. But the front two are being chilling. As Schumacher now dropping Gotting off, and Bean's had a moment, and it's going to be Larson making a move, and Smith follows suit. Game. It is not hard to give a good camera angle. And Bean now through Luffold looks a little bit struggling in the wet tyre weather. That is F10, not F6. As Bean loses 2 places on the exit of Aintree. Aintree is being the driver's boogie corner tonight. As we're seeing multiple people struggling through there. Next up is going to be Rank hunting down Bean. But the front two have quite a gap. And currently the big battle is the battle for P6, as it's now Smith who's gaining on Larson as they come down the hangar straight now. Will Smith think about a move? He's caning and gaining on him, pulls out to the side, the inside for Stowe. And that is going to be Noah Smith up into P6, Larson in P7. Both camera angles once again kind of interesting. All over the rear of his diffuser though, Larson carrying a bit more speed through that corner. And Smith throws the back end out quickly. Rank now hunting down Bean as well. And Peel has dropped outside of a second on Peter. Normally quite an important mark, but not as an important in a wet race. But they've got almost 10 seconds to the next car. The Williams drivers are bing chilling. With Lunkevitz in P3, Schumacher not really making a dent on him, but not exactly close enough to really put the pressure on. They're losing time to the front two all the while, as Gotting has managed to stabilise the bleed. Smith will be hoping to drop Larson off, who has Bean and Rank closely tucked behind, and then it is all the way down to P10 for Anthony, with Skowski in 11th, Fox Johnson, who is now in Struggletown, P12, P13 for Ratcliffe, 14 for UL, and Rico Van Basten rounds out the final driving cars after that lap 1 incident between Rico and Rank. So, as here we go to start lap 11. This is where the race might get a little bit boring unless the battle for P6 can really pipe up, as Larson is losing a little bit of time to Smith. Smith actually starting to make inroads on Gotting, importantly. Sorry about that. As Larson is outside a second now on Smith. Smith is flying in that McLaren. Over a second now to Larson behind, and is bringing in Gotting, and is actually pulling in Sven Schumacher slightly as well. Gotting hasn't had the best lap though, has lost a little bit of time, and Lunkovic is already 10 seconds behind Myron Pill, who's now a second behind Peter once again. The Williams pair just chilling though. I'd imagine they're not going to murder each other. And Larson though picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is going to be monumental in this scrap for points, because the drivers behind him aren't exactly being dropped off. Larson pushing hard, but Smith on a flyer here. Up into P6, and he's gaining on Gotting all the while. I need chat to be my entertainment now, because oh boy is it a quiet part of the race. Until the pit stops start happening, it is about to become sleepy boy hours. As actually Skowski talking about pits, and it's going to be Anthony first to bite. Is it intermediate weather? Let's see what tyres Anthony chooses to put on. It's a very long pit stop. I know it is full wets for Anthony. The Ferrari's doing a much better game a much better job in game than in real life. That would have been a 5-second pit stop knowing Ferrari if this was real life. As we see Ewell also into the pits. Ewell now into the pits. And what tyre choice will the Aston Martin driver pick? And he's intermediate. So a change in strategy for Aston Martin. Inters for the Aston. Full wets for the Ferrari. Has Anthony gone a bit too early? Because the track, I don't know if it is into weather. The track looking very wet still. There is a dryish line forming on the racing line, but still the rain is absolutely pouring down. And Smith is all over the rear of Gotting actually. He gained on him like a rocket ship and is up the inside through Stowe, and that is Noah Smith up into P5 and hunting down Sven Schumacher next. That was maybe 2 seconds in 2 laps. And Gotting now into the pits. It'll be interesting to see what choice Gotting makes here. The pit lane awfully slow. Gotting first of the front runners to react, and he's gone for full wets. So Gotting picking the full wet option. Meanwhile, Fox Johnson and Radcliffe getting into a battle here for P10 after if they get past Gotting here. And that is the battle for the final points paying position currently between Fox Johnson and Radcliffe, although Gotting has pit and the other two have not. Back to the man on everyone's mind, Smith, who's been charging in that McLaren. I just want you to know this isn't biased commentary. He's generally making massive inroads on the guys around him. He's dropped Larson off, who's got Bean holding steady with him. Ranks dropped off a little bit, but Smith currently making inroads on Sven Schumacher as they come through Maggotts and Beckett's now, and that gap has gone down 5/10 this lap already. And you can see that Haas up ahead as he's pulling up into Stowe now. Gets a much better exit and is now almost within that second window of Schumacher as they come through the Vale chicane. And it is Myron Pill first to pit, going for the undercut. It'd be interesting to know what tyre Myron has picked. So we're going to ride with Myron. And it's intermediate tyres for Myron Pill. So Gotting on the wet, Myron Pill on the intermediate. Looking to undercut his teammate here. The track definitely drier. And he comes out in P6 right behind Bean. As Ratcliffe has made the move on Fox Johnson. I wonder if Fox Johnson has damage from that incident. But right now it is Peter with a 16-second gap to Lundgren with Schumacher coming under pressure now from Smith. Smith is flying right now. Schumacher as well with a 3-second time penalty. But Smith on a flyer. As Fox Johnson is being battled with by Anthony for P10. And Anthony has gone round. I wonder if that was contact with him and Fox Johnson. We're going to go back to the battle for P4. Because they're coming through Maggers and Beckett's now. Let's ride on board with Noah Smith. As he's on the rear of Schumacher. Schumacher gets a much better straight line exit there. But goes a little bit deep. Misses the apex now. And Smith choosing to pit. Matching the two drivers ahead of him of Peter and Lundgren. Schumacher stays out. Bean also pitting rank into the pits. Gotting on the full wet. Getting past Conor Ratcliffe at the moment. But he's on full wet and the track maybe drying out to intermediates. Gotting here really not had the luck. Them tyres are going to start to overheat very quickly as we see Ratcliffe into the pits. It's going to be Larson on the full wet. Interesting choice from Larson as well. And we see Fox Johnson coming into the pits now. I'm imagining he has damage. And his what tyres are people on? Skowski on the inters. So we're seeing a range of tyres as Gotting comes out ahead of Smith again. So the undercut has played an almighty role. But I believe Gotting might be on the wrong tyre now. Myron Pill has undercut his teammate and has got past Schumacher before the pit window, before he's pit. So Myron Pill undercuts Hans Peter, his teammate, by a lap. And now means that Myron Pill retakes the lead of this race. Schumacher, though, doesn't seem to have the pace on them wet tyres as the Williams drivers just cruise past him. Lundgren does have Gotting just behind. Smith will be being under pressure here from Larson, who pit a lap earlier for the full wet tyre. And who on the front is on the wets? As Pill sets the fastest lap on the intermediates. Schumacher into the pits, but Gotting, Larson and Anthony on the wet tyre. I wonder if they'll struggle with overheating, as we saw Larson getting a little bit loose there. And Sven Schumacher is going to be overcut massively, actually. He's going to come out in P7. We'll have the freshest intermediate tyre for this stint. But the big story is the Williams drivers are chilling. Fox Johnson picking up a 3-second time penalty right down in last place as things stands. As Rico van Basten looking to gain on Conor Ratcliffe. Currently battling it out for P12. But Smith has made inroads once again on Gotting. Smith in that McLaren is flying today, along with the Williams pairing of Peter and Peel. But Peter looks to be the faster man of the two, only by a tenth or two. But will there be team orders to hold position, or are they free to battle? As meanwhile Bean has got past Anthony. Anthony on the full wets, definitely in a bit of a struggling position now. And he's dropped down to P10 already. Skowski on the other intermediate tyre, choosing to get past his teammate, and I'd imagine rank, as Peter sets the fastest lap. And there's a yellow flag. It's for the rookie driver of UL in P15. I wonder if there was contact with him and Fox Johnson. Hard to tell. But Hans Peter looking to get creative around the outside of his teammate. This is for the lead of the race. Larson into the pits. Anthony into the pits. Definitely intermediate weather. The wet weather runners really shot themselves in the foot, but it's going to be Myron Peel, Hans Peter side by side, and Peter retakes the lead of the race, as meanwhile Gotting has Smith all on his rear. The Williams drivers battling it out. Both want this race win. It's going to be a nice easy interview if the Williams 1-2. I can do the top two in one go. As meanwhile Gotting with Noah Smith on his inside. Gotting runs a little bit deep, and that is going to be Smith up into P4. And UL has retired, and so has Fox Johnson, both in the pits. I was worried that there had been a crash then. We was about to get a safety car. But we do not. Larson and Anthony though. Larson needs to gain 6 seconds on Conor Ratcliffe if he wants to score points here today. But Lunkovitz will be hoping that he can pull away from Smith. He's got 9 laps to hold on. As Gotting is being dropped off, Gotting will probably be considering if is the risk worth it. And Gotting into the pits as we speak. He's going to come out around Larson, possibly. Maybe behind Ratcliffe. It's going to be very close margins. But the front two having a good old battle. But Lungovitz has taken a little bit of time out of the Williams pairing. He's got under 16 seconds, but 16 seconds is an almighty gap to have to close in. Smith not gaining as much now that he's intermediates as before. And Sven Schumacher might be looking to hunt down Noah Smith for that P4 position. Although with that 3-second time penalty, might be more thinking about dropping Bean out. As meanwhile, it's going to be Gotting who comes out behind Larson. So right now, Larson and Gotting battling for the final points paying position. And Conor Ratcliffe on the position to get 2 points here today. As meanwhile Rank is gaining on Skowski. He's in that side, that second. And Smith not quite got the pace on the intermediates as he did on the wets. And Peter meanwhile sets the fastest lap of the race. Will Lunkovitz be competitive with him? As Larson picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is monstrous for his chance of points here today. And no, it is Peter with the fastest lap, putting a statement on today, looking for max points in this race, looking to do a Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Bean outside of that 3-second window. As Schumacher though, absolutely flying in that Haas. As meanwhile, Larson now gaining on Ratcliffe as he comes through the Vale chicane. Ratcliffe just exiting club now. So it's tight margins as Larson on the intermediates does go fastest now. So Peter getting 26 points today is not going to happen. As Anthony now goes even faster. It is going to be... Where is the nearest battle? It's currently the battle for the lead, but I don't think they're going to battle. I think they're quite sensible. Myron Pill, though, is deploying his battery down the straight. Peter missing the apex a little there, choosing to take a wider line. Might invite Myron Pill in. Schumacher is starting to gain a little bit on Smith here. Looking to claw back that McLaren driver. Although had a very sloppy Maggots and Beckett's and lost 2/10 there alone. Lunkovic has stopped the bleeding to Smith. So it's almost certainly going to be a podium on his debut here in Amethyst Racing. But the Williams pair are in cruise control, I would imagine. With Smith in P4. Has gained a little bit this lap on Lunkovic, actually. And Skowski starting to make a few inroads on Soybean, but nothing major. The big gainer right now is Larson. But with that penalty that he has on him, as Gotting goes fastest now. Larson has 6 seconds of penalties. Oh my days. Yeah, that's the issue with Tier 3 ice cream, is that half the grid are on full TC. Meanwhile, me and you on our no TC grind have to cry. At least Tier 2's medium TC. But it is going to be Peter who leads with Myron Pill in P2. And Bean has picked up a 3-second time penalty. So he's now really more so pushing to keep Skowski outside of 3 seconds. Larson is gaining on Ratcliffe, but does have a Gotting hungry behind him. Gotting will be hoping that him and Larson can cruise up to the rear of Ratcliffe. Yeah. As Anthony picks up a 3-second time penalty. Prime example, Mr. Shake. I mean, if you're going to be a weenie, yes. As Rico Van Basten is passed by Anthony. And the Williams guys are really pulling away now from Lunkovic. Smith has gained time lap after lap on the AlphaTauri, but it's not off. Myron Pill picks up a 3-second time penalty, so that almost cements that Peter will get P1. Myron Pill will be P2. I mean, yes, but it is medium TC should be fine. Smith is gaining hand over fist now on Lunkovic. If you're in the if you're here, how much is Smith gaining on Lunkovic per lap? Because that gap is coming down quite a bit. Meanwhile, Bean is being now dropped by Schumacher, who is slowly dropping Skowski off. Ratcliffe has a fast approaching Larson, as you can see them all on the hanger straight now. And their prey is like a deer in the headlights. Run, rabbit, run. Because they are going to hunt you down. Oh my god. Lunkovic is not enjoying the wet weather. That is big gains. Duckett wish he could gain like that in the gym. And Sven is only 1/10 behind. So Lunkovic's really struggling. As we see Larson getting a little bit wobbly on the exit of the loop. Through Aintree they come. And it's going to be Peter who leads Myron Pill. Yeah, dry setups working well for others, but Lunkovitz really not enjoying the dry setup now. You were being sarcastic, wasn't you? Yeah. I realise that now. I'm pretty certain Peter, Pill and Smith are on wet setups. I'd imagine the Williams drivers were. I believe both McLarens are on wet setups. I think Fox Johnson was, gauging from his pace in the main race until I'm assuming he got damage. Skowski might be on a wet setup as well. Oh yes, it's the new football season starting. Let's go. The nearest battling is going to be Gotting on Larson. Great, Burnley are losing. Haaland scored. I didn't even do a fantasy team. Anyway, Larson has Gotting right behind him. The pair gaining on Conor Ratcliffe. But I don't know if they're gaining enough to be within striking distance. Also, Lunkovitz is really starting to struggle on them intermediate tyres. On that dry setup. As he's... you see the McLaren in the background gaining on him. He's 20 seconds basically away from Myron Pill. They've almost got a pit stop. As Peter puts the new fastest lap of the race in. Which is massive. With Smith not gaining half as much this lap. I don't think he has enough laps to make a move for a podium position. It is Gotting though who's hunting down Larson for that final points paying position. But Larson has 6 seconds worth of penalties. And the pair gaining on Conor Ratcliffe now. As they come through Stowe, you'll see Conor on the exit of it there. As he flashes past the screen. The Alpine and the Mercedes not far off the rear of that McLaren. As Lunkovitz seems to have stabilised the bleed and is pulling away now from Smith actually. Pulling away by quite a bit on the straights as well. But he's going to be Gotting now. Hunting down Larson. Larson hunting down Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe is like a deer. Is all I can hear is a hunting we will go by this pair. They're singing it out loud as they hunt down the Papaya car. Peter though cooking as a 2-second gap now to his teammate. And yes, this is Peter's final race of the season. And he's looking to end out on a high. 2 laps to go. The only thing he could do now is spin it and put it in a wall. That is the only way he could ruin his race. Is by having an error. And Peter's not one known for errors. As now Larson is within a second. Both on fresher intermediates to Ratcliffe. Let's have a look at the tyre life. Only 2 and 3 laps younger, but might start to take a toll. As now Larson is within a second. They're about to start their penultimate lap. Larson has somehow got to gain 6 seconds on Ratcliffe if he wants to score points though. But Gotting, on the other hand, just needs to get past Conor Ratcliffe for an extra point. As we wait to see if we see Van Basten coming into pits. Might be thinking about stealing Peter's fastest lap from him. as Gotting is looking at the rear diffuser of the Alpine. It's not going to be a good race weekend for the Alpine team, with, as it looks like, both drivers not scoring points. Sven Schumacher has dropped off the pace a bit, and Skowski, don't rule him out of getting past Bean on penalties if Skowski can catch up. Although the gap has stabilised roughly 3.5 seconds between the pair. Larson now got Gotting putting a little bit of pressure on him. Will he be wanting to get past Ratcliffe is the question. Gets a little bit loose there on the exit. And I think Ratcliffe might be able to hold on to P9 here. But he's going to be the Williams pair now. Will Peter try and get past Rico to stop him having a chance of setting a faster lap? Because Rico van Basten currently just ahead of the Williams driver. Hans Peter, though, coming into Stowe for the final time. Through the Vale chicane. And Hans Peter rounds out his season 8 here in Amethyst with a race win. The wet weather wizard with Myron Peel and Peter. It's a Williams 1-2. And next up will be Lundkvist, rounding the final few corners on his debut here in Amethyst. Gets a little bit loose, but that is Lundkvist coming home in P3. It'll be Noah Smith P4, Sven Schumacher in P5, P6 for Bean. P7 will be Kasper Skowski. 8th will be ranked 9th. Ratcliffe is going to hold off the pair. Ratcliffe 9th, Larson 10th, but Gotting without any penalties, and Larson with 6 seconds worth will lose the position. Anthony and Rico left. And let's follow Rico because he could be on for a faster lap. So Anthony has crossed the line. As it is going to be Rico van Basten rounding the final corner. And he goes fastest! He steals the point! But there we have the man with no flag representing the world. Hans Peter brings it home in P1. Myron Peel P2. P3 will go to Lundkvist on his debut. Oh boy, what a race. And now I have to get the results. Oh my god, so many time penalties. So there you have your driver's standings. It is Hans Peter P1, Myron Peel P2, Williams 1-2, Lundkvist P3, Smith P4, Schumacher P5, Bean 6th, 7th goes to Skowski, 8th to Rank, 9th to Ratcliffe, 10th to Gotting, Larson 11th, Anthony 12th, Rico van Basten steals the fastest lap away from Peter. On the final lap, Schumacher with a monster recovery. Guys, can you please stop putting your nose in other people's asses? I can't be arsed having to deal with the shit. And I know who it was. It was one of you Ferraris. I saw it on the map. You're going to get slapped with a fat off grid penalty. L-mans. But we're going to get ready to do... So, I'm going to quickly do one interview with the race winner, which is probably going to both be P1 and P2 because they're both going to want to come up. So, I'll be uno momento. So let's get the Williams boys up here.
Hello.
Hello, lads. Welcome.
Hello.
So a sprint to not remember.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it was actually really good. 8 and 9 is still good, and we're set up. Here's try. Race.
Very true. But I think what everyone wants to know, that wet setup gamble paid off.
Was my call, by the way? Was my call?
It was like we saw on the game says that it could rain, or it could be like dry. But then the telemetry shows that it was like raining the whole race, so we took the gamble. And it paid off very good.
Yeah, we had to use team models a bit, but it did work. It
worked.
And it's probably the most points I've ever seen a Williams team score.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Quite possibly. But Peter, it's your final race in Season 8. What a way to end it.
Yeah, you really can't ask for anything better, really.
You can blame Rico van Basten for not scoring 26 points.
Yeah, we were hoping he would get left, but it didn't end up happening.
No, he had blue flags for a bit, but it wasn't enough, sadly.
Yeah, he had too much pace in those fresh inters.
Best conditions as well.
Oh, I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh no, we need to hurry this up. I need to use the bathroom now.
Right.
So talk us through your race, boys. That was
Yeah,
it was
first,
quite lonely.
yeah, we were just like, the start, it was very, we knew that the guys in front were on dry setups because their top speed was so much higher. So we wanted to go up as fast as possible. Yeah, it worked, and then after 3-4 laps we already got a gap from like 4 seconds. And after that it was like just extending the gap and making sure we were on the right tire at the right time. And that worked pretty well. Also, Micha, my engineer, got got good attention on the other drivers who pitted earlier, and he saw that they were putting faster lap times. So yeah, I decided to pit on lap 13 to the inters, and yeah, it worked perfectly. And after that, it was just driving as fast as we could and make sure we got P1 and P2 at the end.
Yeah, me and Pete were debating pitting like the lap, the 2 laps. We were debating pitting the 2 laps before he actually pitted.
We probably had like 3 laps of.
Yeah, we had like 3 laps of just
go.
like deciding what tires to go, because like at first it looked like the wets were faster because and it was just like tire wear that was difference.
Yeah.
But then like when Peel
was
pitted,
perfect lap.
Peel pitted the perfect lap when the inters became faster than the wets, and yeah, so we got caught out a bit there, but Peter was
Yeah.
Peter was absolutely flying when he came out and caught out to Peel, and yeah, then Peel just hung on to Peter after that.
Yeah,
And, we had a good result in the end.
Yeah, nothing better. It was like, yeah, it's a shame that the fastest lap got taken away by Rico, but yeah.
It happens.
It's still P1 and P2 in like with this grid that's really competitive. I think it's like the best what we could do.
From where we were in Quali to 1-2 in the race. It looked already good when we were in a sprint race because we could hold up with the dry setups. So that was already pretty good, and then we knew that Sven got a 10 place grid penalty and that we should start P3 and P4. And yeah, then after that it was just overtaking everyone at the beginning and then drive out and
cruise to a 1-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the final question, which I can only ask to one of you really, is
Okay.
Monza next week. Myron, how do you feel for Monza?
Yeah, it's just a short track, so I think that the DRS and the setup will be very important. Last time I was driving on Monza, it was last game, and I won there because it was raining.
Yes.
So yeah, pretty good memories pretty good memories in Monza. So yeah, we need to see, hopefully we can get a good result next week and make sure we bring home some good points.
Well, and I'm assuming Peter's off to Poland.
Tomorrow, yeah.
He's taking the walk.
Yeah.
Also, I could be back for like the last 2 races or the last race, so if anyone wants me. If anyone wants to take me.
Let's hope.
Anyway, thank you very much, boys, and congratulations on your 1-2. I'll
Thank
see
you.
one of you next week, and I'll see one of you probably next season.
Very excited. Hopefully my voice is a bit better than Bridget.
Right, thank you very much, lads.
Thank you,
Let's
Luke.
see, mate.
Bye bye.
Thanks for streaming.
All good. Anyway, on that note, we're going to end Tier 1 there. It's been me, Martin. Tune in on Sunday for when the Tier 2 drivers throw their cars around Silverstone. We will be announcing Tier 1 move downs after on Saturday. So some drivers are being moved in the mid-season. And then we'll be doing the same with Tier 2 and Tier 3 moving up and down. But anyway, that's been me, Martin. Thank you and goodbye.